Ready. Play.
Coming up to 10 o'clock Madrid time. The fans are having a show.
And all these, basically all these match points have been pretty similar to that. Iga is just violent enough on the +1 shot that she gets the point eventually.
Forehand by Sabalenka. Out of the ball by Sabalenka. So Swiatek now again with a second match joint championship point. Okay, here what will happen? It was an ace that saved it last time for Sabalenka. Let's see what happens here. So Sabalenka goes cross court, backhand by Iga, backhand by Sabalenka, out by Sabalenka, and Iga hits the floor. Oh, she cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. She's crying. I think a lot of people are crying. I think Terry in the chat's probably going to be crying as well. Oh my days. Iga Swaitek has won an incredible contest, an absolutely gargantuan effort. Like I'm saying, match of the year at the moment. We'll put the asterisk for at the moment as she goes up and shakes the umpire's hands. This is a tournament that she has never won. As Damien pointed out at the beginning of the show, Ash Barty beat her. She lost in the final last year to Sabalenka. Pretty good people to be losing to, but comes away with the title here for the first time ever. She's going to a box. This feels big. This is one of the big contenders for Roland Garros, coming out on one of the biggest stages as the prep for this tournament and winning in the end 7-5, 4-6, 7-6, with it being 9-7 in the tiebreaker. You could not ask for a better final than this. Wow.
Yeah,
your thoughts there, Damien, your thoughts there.
I was just looking just a second ago. I was looking at the WTA race too, and I know maybe that's not exactly what everyone's thinking about right now. But Sabalenka gets this done, and she's 300 points away from Swiatek only. It would have been very close between the players. And also, of course, we have that situation going into Roland Garros soon, and Iga would be coming into Rome and Roland Garros still as the player where we think that the conditions are the best for her, but after tight losses to both Rybakina and Sabalenka. But it still doesn't take away the intrigue of the rest of the clay season because, well, it was so close. And it's probably, honestly, it might be one of the best wins of Iga's career. And maybe it's not really the fact that, it's the biggest title, right? But just to win it in that sort of, under these circumstances, saving 3 match points, just basically going about it the way that I gotta crack the first shot after the serve on all of them, and getting that, as Ghosty says, the Rybakina Sabalenka semi was good, but no, it doesn't come close to this. And
I think you raise a brilliant point, which was doubt. Doubt was the issue in this match, which makes this probably one of the best wins for Swiatek's career, because all the other Masters finals that she's won, all the other Grand Slams that she's won, there was never a doubt that she could not win this. There was doubt in this match that she could not win this. So she was constantly behind on the scoreboard, especially in that last set. There was, Sabalenka had 2 championship points on her service game at 6-5. And there was a couple of occasions where in the tiebreaker where it looked as though Sabalenka could be about to get it. She claws her way back, brilliantly done so there. And as you say, this really sets up an intriguing Rome as what could happen there, and then going into Roland Garros, because if these women are playing like this, we are in for an absolute treat.
Yeah, I mean that was insane. As I said earlier, and the Rybakina Swiatek matchup is always a bit of a dud. It seems Rybakina Sabalenka is really good, but Sabalenka Swiatek is amazing regardless. Even when it was good individual performances from the two players, then it was still entertaining. But today is just wow, I mean, today it's two amazing individual performances, such as sort of like a clean power battle, of course, with like Aryna's more front foot oriented tennis and Iga's defensive qualities, but it's not that, or like the contrast is obviously not a lot more blurry than that. And just them flying all over the court, using all these angles, and obviously all the drama as well that we've had. 3 match points saved. How often do you get that? How often do you get that in Iga Swaitek match as well, right? I mean, this is a woman that is often getting criticized for like her inability to win ugly. I can't even say she won ugly today. She actually kind of won beautifully. Despite having to save match points, which usually suggests some sort of a winning ugly element.
I completely agree. Both players brought 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 level games to the court today. And it's generally when we look at tennis matches, that's what we want at the big occasions, is the big best players to come to the court with their best game so that we can enjoy the spectacle that's at play really from both of them. And as you say, the power hitting from both of those two, the way that Sabalenka at points felt like she was really overpowering Swiatek, and then very much in the next game, and it could be a completely different service game, but the next game, Swiatek would then be the one who could redirect and really control that power and really put Aryna on the back foot is the word I'm trying to find there. And it's just, that back and forth between these two. I'm still in absolute shock from what we've been able to see here and what we've been able to watch. What a great way to end that Madrid final. And it seems as though we have potentially lost Damien as well. He's sort of gone into the backdrop. So what I will probably do is we will wrap this up. Just to say that this has been a brilliant match. I hope you've all enjoyed it at home. I'll probably let a few of you go off now to go watch the trophy ceremony if you'd like to go do that. But just a reminder that tomorrow we will also be covering the Felix Auger-Aliassime versus Andrei Rublev final. If that could even be half the match that we've had today, then you're in for a treat. And of course, that'll be covered on Talking Tennis. Please do come and join us 5:30 UK time, 6:30 European time, if you are interested in that. We've got Damien who's just about to come back in as I was going through my
Sorry. Yeah, that was just me clicking a random button, and now I have to add myself from the computer again. But yeah, what were you talking about?
I was just starting to close up because I thought you weren't going to come back on that bit there. But I'm just saying, I'm still speechless by the match that we've just seen. Yeah, just saying we're still speechless on the match that we've just seen there.
Now I also had you muted for a second, but yeah, I mean, that was just fantastic. It's going to be very hard to top that for the match of the year conversation. It's going to be very hard to top that for, the best WTA 1000 final. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's basically part of any conversation, and it's going to be part of the tennis conversation for the next few days, which is good. And as I said earlier, like this event kind of was supposed to be a phenomenal showcase of women's tennis after we learned that it was going to be that situation where we have Rybakina, Sabalenka, and then one of them plays Swiatek. And it honestly was even better than anyone could have expected because both matches delivered, and this one especially will be remembered. So yeah, it's just ridiculous what we just witnessed for sure.
Yeah. And I'm guessing as well, just thinking ahead for this in terms of what this means for the clay season, I think you've summed it up a little bit there in terms of saying this doesn't necessarily mean it's nailed on for Iga, but you've got to say, winning in Madrid, which is particularly probably the worst conditions clay court wise for the pole, probably does staple her as the top favorite going into Roland Garros.
Yeah, I mean, it should give her a lot of confidence that she was able to beat Aryna here. This is Aryna's one of the best events on the tour for Aryna, and like definitely the best clay one. And the fact that she's beating her here is really good for her going into Roland Garros, especially. Again, kind of don't care about Rome because if either of these players loses early in Rome, they've had a big run in Madrid. So
yeah. So it doesn't.
okay.
It doesn't.
But
Yeah.
should give her a lot of confidence. Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily. Yeah, because like you say, if any of them lose early, doesn't really matter. They've played a brilliant, tournament, both of them in Madrid, and both players will certainly be, top of the tier 1 charts when it comes to the favourites for Roland Garros when that does take place. Now, I'm guessing, Damien, because you're feeling a bit tired and you've got to go film something for Vanch, that you probably want to get off soon.
Haven't got in touch yet with Vanch, but hopefully we're going to record somewhat soon because, well, otherwise I might die of exhaustion. But this was worth it, and this is definitely going to make for an interesting Iga and Carlos show as well. I mean, we've got some topics to Carlos, of course, with the injury and how he performed in Madrid, but let's be honest, a lot of that show will be dedicated to this match.
Yeah. Okay, then. Well, what we'll do is,
I guess I can't wait to.
Well, we'll wrap up now. Like I said, it's been great being on with you, Damien, for this match. It's been an absolute epic, brilliant play from both these two players. Do you have any final thoughts?
Not really. I mean, definitely gonna be tough to top it, but it still keeps the intrigue high ahead of the rest of the clay, I think. Because if it was like a straight up 6-2, 6-2, well, 6-2, 6-2 maybe was not achievable for Iga in these conditions against Aryna. But let's say if it was a straightforward victory, then we would also say, okay, so that's a lot of confidence for her ahead of Roland Garros, right? And that's kind of like where it ends. And here we have a lot of confidence for her, but at the same time, like Aryna will not leave this match thinking, okay, I can't beat her on clay, right? Aryna will leave this match thinking, I pretty much beat her. I mean, I really had everything that I needed, and I just didn't take the win, but it was super close. So yeah, really, I think that still leaves us with a lot of intrigue instead just being that confidence for Swiatek, and that's it. That's definitely not the case.
I agree. Good way of putting it there. Like I said, we're going to end here. And like I said, we're covering the match tomorrow, FAA for the final at 5:30. Hopefully, Damien and Vanch will be able to put out something a little bit later on today, and all that good stuff there. So there's enough to say is see you around, everyone.
See you. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you, James. Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.